Brian, thank you so much for being on this call with me. What was the initial experience like when you heard we're going to do this date night thing? What did you think?
No, that's great. So I didn't have I don't want to say she totally surprised me because she didn't. She said, hey, we're going to try this out. And I said, it sounds cool. I'm open to it. We've done, what's the word I'm looking for? We have not done a lot of date nights or therapy things or anything together. And I think it's something that she's probably much more experienced with than I am. So I was definitely a little bit out of my element compared to her. But I think going through it, I didn't feel like I was out of my element, if that makes sense. I knew going in, I was like, all right, we'll see how this goes. But I think it was easy, it was comfortable. And I think we're still practicing things we talked about that night. So
amazing. I'm proud of you guys. Good job. Can you talk a little bit about how you were feeling in your marriage as you came into the experience?
Sure. Yeah, I think coming into it, I was feeling that we were both existing. We were obviously living in the same house, but our lives were very much not revolving around each other. They were revolving around whether it's our son or work. And that, yes, we were cohabitating and living in the same house together, but we were not living together, if that makes sense, or experiencing each other together.
I get that. And I think that's super common. Like, I think it's easy for everything else in life to become a priority, I think is common. So one thing I try to do in sessions is try to make everyone feel comfortable. I feel like I work equally well with men and women, but I always try to check. Did you feel comfortable in the session?
Yeah, I would say it felt extremely comfortable. It was really easy. I think one of the things that was helpful in that, because you talked to Adana first, and then you talked to me, so you were able to use, I'm assuming, some of her expertise to help formulate questions for me or to draw information out from me. And that, I don't know, not that she set the boundaries for it per se, because we talked those together, but yeah, I thought it was a really well facilitated, and I felt very comfortable with you.
Okay.
Still do.
Good, thanks. I'm listening for what's important to you and then what's important to her. But I don't have sides in these things. I'm on both.
No.
My orientation is to listen for what's important to everybody. And if there's a way I can help translate a little bit in the middle, I'll do it. But yeah, that's awesome. Good.
No, and I think, yeah, that's helped. And I think over the last few weeks, we've definitely been communicating much better, talking to each other, and probably discussing things that we hadn't brought out before. So really helpful.
Awesome. I really try to help us ground in our bodies. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about what the touch experiences were like for you?
Sure. I guess this is a good question. So if I think about one, we did the kind of following each other touch experience. Mm-hmm. And that was one that I thought it was something, it was new to me. Mm-hmm. Obviously I felt comfortable doing it with my wife, though I think it could work with anybody. It's not that it didn't come out the way I meant it to say.
I understand what you meant. Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and I thought that it was interesting seeing as I was thinking to myself at first, I probably put a little bit of pressure on myself because I'm like, oh, my wife's this great body person and movement person and yogi and dancer and all those. But I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be able to do my own thing. And felt that I was able to lead and contribute as a partner in that. And I thought that was something that's probably a little bit different than how our bodies typically are. She's, like I said, that's her thing. And I'm an athlete and a hockey player and a thing on different sides. And so there are definitely different types of movements. So it was fun to experience each other that way.
That's super cool. I really enjoyed that with you. And that's not one I use very often with people. It was very cool to see you guys implement that. So during the session, Adana was able to share some things with you that she hadn't shared before. Did you feel like comfortable in that space receiving that information from her?
Yes. So yes, extremely comfortable in it. And definitely I heard her and I valued it. And I think that just having that date night together and having you facilitate that kind of, I guess, opened up the door and opened something up. And both of us have been much more sharing over the last few weeks. Yep. And I would say not everything is, we've had some hard conversations or some difficult conversations, and I would say they're not always fun, but they've been building.
Yeah. I was gonna say like real married people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's things we just hadn't talked about, and it's like, oh, we need to talk about this. Yeah.
Do you feel like this is something that people can use? Maybe talk to the men specifically.
Yeah. So I think first off, yes, I think it's incredibly beneficial, incredibly helpful. And I think from a, from a male perspective, yeah, we men typically don't communicate that way or share or receive. So I think having a date night that is I guess where you're facilitating that sharing and that communication is a great way to get men into, I guess what I'm trying to say is you made it easy as a man to share. And
Awesome.
yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy.
No, I think that's I guess that was probably the big thing as I think about where we still are today is that the date night was a great way to jumpstart our desires to reconnect. We intellectually knew that we'd kind of, not that we moved apart, just that we were coexisting, not coexisting. And this was a great opportunity to spend some time just with us and invest in each other. And like I said, it provided us, it was the spark that has gotten the engine going again. And now we're talking a lot better and a lot deeper. And not just talking, but experiencing each other a lot more of deeper.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
No, seriously, thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.